Hello everyone, this is Atram, and I'm doing yet another Vintage Masters draft. Figure I'll just keep drafting this until M15 comes around, so it's gonna be a while, but so this is the opening pack, and needless to say, I'm not too excited really about any of these per se. Basking Root Wall is kind of cool. Circular Logic could work. Maybe I just try the White Weenies deck, but I have bad luck with that usually when I try it. I mean, I could try the Zhalfrin Crusader, see what happens. We'll pick him up. Or her up, or it up. And then we get past a Benevolent Trapper. That's pretty neat. Yeah, so I guess we just kind of go Zhalfrin Crusader, or Benevolent Trapper, Zhalfrin Crusader. That seems perfectly reasonable to me. Trying to see if there's anything else in this pack that I really would want to grab, and I don't necessarily see anything. So, yeah, we'll grab that. And that's a Taiga. Taiga? Huh. That's like 3 tickets. The 3 tickets aside, there's Imperial Armor, Benevolent Bodyguard, Devout Witness. No, let's see. Maybe I just grab the Taiga for the value. I don't like passing like 3 pretty decent white cards, but Taiga is good, is value. Guess we could pick up an Imperial Armor. We're gonna do that. I don't like passing the Taiga, but, well, it doesn't work with the deck I'm working on here, so White Weenies. We'll take a Sultari Emissary. And then go, okay, what's next? How about a Dothy Mercenary? We can go, like, white-black aggro. Reanimate's kind of cool, I guess. If I have like a way to actually kill something of theirs. Interesting. Other options are like Seal of Cleansing or Brilliant Halo. Guess I could take the Brilliant Halo because you can just suit it up on a Shadow guy. We'll try that. We're going to try to do suit up Shadow guys get there. It's a weird plan, I suppose, but it is a plan, so might as well give it a shot. Interesting. Interesting. I don't even know. So we got a bunch of white stuff. We have 1 black card, which doesn't necessarily draw us to black. So we'll keep an eye open. I don't like being drawn into colors just because there was nothing of my color in a pack. So we'll figure it out. Ankh of Mishra. I don't think that's worth anything. Probably not. Yeah, okay, yeah, that's worth 2.5 cents. I guess maybe we just grab another aggressive black-white creature then. We'll try it, I guess. Maybe we will end up black-white aggro. Or Jav aggro. Could work. So here we're faced with a choice. I can either grab a Gustcloak Emissary, which is fine for the white base, or I could grab a second Dothy Mercenary, which I think is going to be my pick just because the Shadow guys can be so hard to block. If my opponent doesn't pick up enough of them, I can just get through for so much extra damage. And then that guy was coming around pretty late too. So this is the original pack. There's shows that red's not been taken very highly. I might just take a Gilded Light for the sideboard on this one. Won't play a main board, I can tell you that much. Well, this is turning out interesting so far. Ideally, we pick up some more white and black little like 2 and 1 drop creatures. Okay, Salt Flats is fine. Mana Fixing's always acceptable. This is interesting. So I have 3 guys, well, 2 that have permanent shadow and 1 that has to be given shadow so far. It's not bad. Not bad. Could definitely work, and I mean, this guy can be removal, so that's perfectly legitimate as well. And this Benevolent Bodyguard came back to me, so that works out nicely. Worth noting in that pack, Tyrant's Choice is a burn spell. So, it doesn't read off like a burn spell, but in 1v1, it is a burn spell. 2 mana, 4 damage. That's how it goes. It's a Boros Charm, with only 1 mode attached. Well, I mean, technically 2, but chances are you won't get the other one off. Unless it doesn't matter to them for some reason. Interesting. So far, so good. I don't mind what we have so far. And I get to pick up another Fallen Ascari. That's pretty neat. Spindlegraph's alright, probably in this deck too, but the Fallen Ascaris are pretty powerful. And there's a Tyrant's Choice, so now we have one of our little burn spells. We usually will be able to pick those up pretty much near last pick in packs, so I don't need to highly pick them, but getting a few of them is perfectly legitimate. So currently we curve out at 3, which is pretty nice. And there's a Seal Cleansing. Okay. So far, so good. We should have one more pick coming from this pack, and then we'll move on to the next pack. What to hope for in the next pack? Power, obviously, but beyond the dreams of a madman, I'm hoping for more shadow guys, more little creatures. Kong Ming would be a perfect top end to the deck. I guess we get this Ankh of Mishra after all. Okay. How's that work? Whenever land enters the battlefield, deals 2 damage to the land's controller. Huh. Interesting. It could work. I mean, maybe. Maybe it's a sideboard card. It's always a possibility. I don't even know. It's a possible sideboard card. Let's see. So, going into pack 2 here. Again, more little aggro guys is always nice. Some big bomby rare like a Kong Ming would be wonderful as well. Again, power, but we don't really bank on power. Winds of Wrath is an interesting one, but I don't think it's a card I take. Because, I mean, I have 2 enchantments, so I mean I can enchant some guys up. Could work, but it is risking a lot. I'm actually thinking I'm going to grab another Dolphy Mercenary and just kind of go with the Super Shadow theme. Battle Screech seems like a fine top end. Fast Bond's also there, but I don't think that's worth anything right now. Yeah, it's worth less than a ticket. Alright. So, yeah, I'm going to grab a Battle Screech for my top end. Let's see. So I can pick up a Sarcomancy or Benevolent Bodyguard here. I'm going to pick up the Sarcomancy, because it produces 2 power on turn 1 versus 1 power. So, yeah, we'll pick up a Sarcomancy. So far, so good. We definitely went from maybe we're playing black to we're definitely playing black, because that's giving me 3 2/1s with shadow and pumping ability. So that thing's just big. I'm probably not gonna grab it. I'm gonna grab another Sarcomancy. So we're kind of like Suicide Black, but with white. So we're like Suicide Orzhov. which isn't really suicide. Maybe. I don't think it is. We're semi-suicide Orzhov. Semi-suicide? Semi-suicide? How do you even have semi-suicide? Is that like you cut off one of your limbs and say, oh my gosh, I'm going to let myself slowly bleed to death, but it clots? No, probably not. But semi-suicide. I don't even know how that even comes about. Weird. Who knows? So... a decree of justice? That card is just bonkers. Maybe I just take that for if I start to flood. Obviously, there's also a Mesmeric Fiend there, which shouldn't be overlooked, but... I mean, Decree of Justice would just be like... Wow. I mean, if you go over 3 mana in this deck, you're going to start flooding with this deck, and Decree of Justice just kind of takes care of that. Mesmeric Fiend again, always an option, but... Dang. Plus, I passed an Astral Slide, so I really don't want that deck to end up with that. Ooh, Grisly Fate. I'm gonna probably die to it. But I have to take the Sultari Emissary. I just know Grisly Fate. I always suffer from it. Every time I pass it, it's just like, ha ha ha, kill you with it. I know now that if I'm going to die, it's going to be to that Grisly Fate I passed. That is how my death will occur. Alright, well, whatever. It's worth a shot. Definitely worth a shot. Don't know if I'll end up playing that Brilliant Halo that I picked up earlier or not. We'll have to figure it out. So I have 2 real good choices here. We either get a Gust Cloak Carrier, which gets me another white creature towards the battle stage, or I could take a Paralyze, which actually might be the pick just because it taps down the creature, so that way you can get through with your army. So I think that's what we're going to take. And then I'm going to pick up a 4th Dauthi Mercenary, because, dang. Yeah, that's pretty important. I got no problems picking up 1 billion of those things, I guess. Just gotta be aware of something like Famine, which I know I passed one, so I have to watch out for it, definitely. Interesting. Maybe we end up just splashing white. What would we be splashing white for? Say we took out all the double whites. Currently we'd be splashing white for those. Wonder if there's a way just to end up in the complete Suicide Black deck from here. We'll have to see. I'll have to see what I get past. Well, the Winds of Wrath got taken. Just so we're paying attention. I really don't need any of these. It's either Putrid Imp or Cabal Ritual. Or maybe actually, I'm just going to cut that. By cutting that, I just get rid of the potential that my opponents could play it on me. Same thing with this Death's Head Buzzard, because if that thing hits the field and dies somehow, it wipes out my entire army aside from the Fallen Ascaris. So, I'm fine picking up 1 or 2 choking sands along the way. Won't main board it though. So right now I have 14 cards laid out here. That would mean I'd have to get a lot of other really potent stuff. I could bring back in all the double white 3-drops, and that would give me, I think it's 3 more cards. Or let's see here, 2 more cards. 2 more. I guess we can pick up another Brilliant Halo. So say we went and hid that, hid that because we wouldn't want that ever to hit the field. Hid that. Hid that. So far we're looking at like a 21 card deck here, which can start, this wouldn't be main board either. So that way I can start, and now I can start replacing from cards once I get over the past 3 more additional cards that would be main deckable. I don't care for any of these. I'm gonna take that. Interesting. I'll just grab one of those so that way I have an extra sideboard card. If you go up against a deck with like a Wrath effect, do you want one of those? Interesting. And a bad river. Okay, whatever. Let's see. Okay. So far, so good. A Coercive Portal, which is ridiculous. The only other things I'd grab from here would be Cutting the Famine or Benevolent Bodyguard. So I guess I'll grab the Coercive Portal. Is Bayou worth anything right now? Worth 5 tickets. Is there anything better for me in this pack? One of these 2 Tyrants choices? I'll grab the Bayou. I have no qualms against that. Phantom Nomad's a good early card. Other worthwhile things would be cutting a Psychotog from someone, grabbing a Secluded Step, or Predatory Night Stalker, but I'm trying to lower my curve, so I think the Phantom Nomad is perfectly legitimate. So yeah, the goal is to lower my curve as much as possible, so I have to figure out what I can do about it. Bassandra? That's just ridiculous. Again, though, there are 2 good cards for me here. There's another Dothy Mercenary and a Soltari Trooper. I'm going to take the Trooper. I think the Mercenary might wheel, and there's a Carnophage. Cool, we'll pick up a Carnophage. I think the Mercenary has a chance of wheeling because I saw one 8th pick of first pack. It's possible that people are now at the point where they'll just start picking it up, but even if they do, I already have 14 creatures all in this zone here. I can pick up either another Paralyze, another Carnophage, or another Imperial Armor. I'm going to pick up another Carnophage. This way I'm pumping up my my 1-drop slot with a lot of 2/2s. So, figure it out from there. And it's also giving me a lot more creatures. I might end up even just hiding that. The more things I get down here, the more items I can cut from up here. So, especially if it becomes like single mana colors, which work better for me. This guy's actually still reasonable removal, so I have to be aware of that. The Imperial Armor is fine as well. I'm going to take another Fallen Ascari. Things are fairly hard to block early on. So, I mean, it's a 2/2 with flanking, so anything that is less than 3 power, it can kill things with 3 power when it's attacking, so. Or 3 toughness when it's attacking. Because yeah. Anyways, you know what I'm saying. You understand where I'm going with that. At least I hope you do. If you don't, I'm sorry. Well, sort of sorry. We'll figure it out at that point. You can let me know if you didn't understand where I was going with that. Whatever. Alright, so far this is actually shaping up to be a very interesting deck. I have a lot of evasive guys here, so. Evasive black-white beats. And the Brilliant Halos and Imperial Armor are actually alright on the Phantom Nomad too, because it makes it really hard to kill. I can either grab a Mystic Zealot, which is really potent, a Radiance Judgment, which would be my only actual removal aside from the single Paralyze, or I'm just going to keep attempting to jam guys at my opponents. So I'm going to just keep trying to jam guys. We'll pick up the Bodyguard that we yield. We'll just keep laying down things and trying to kill. So my entire goal here is just to jam creatures. It's weird because it's not the type of decks I normally play, but whatever. We're going for it. Alright. Both of these Tyrant's choices came back to me. I'm going to pick the non-foil one because it makes it so that both my cards are the same of that style, which generally doesn't matter too much, but like it can help from time to time. I mean, it helps more in like a thing with Thoughtseize, but you never know. Could either grab a Predatory Night Stalker for like the ultimate top end, or I could grab like a Putrid Imp. What do I want? I want to grab the Putrid Imp because, again, 1-drop zone. Mesmeric Fiend's a great pickup at the end there. Another Mesmeric Fiend? Dear me. That's just amazing pickups at the end for me. So yeah, I think I'm more likely to end up, as much as I would like to play those, as like black splashing white. I don't know if I'll run the Coercive Portal. It would be my highest drop item in the deck. But it is also still just awesome to draw 2 cards each turn. Now, I definitely noted that the Dothian Mercenary didn't wheel, but we already have 4 of them, so doesn't matter. Not really. We picked up a number of really good cards for us, and there's a Falter. Alright, whatever. So we're going to have to work on building this because there's actually some stuff to consider with it. Start off with the black because the black's going to be the key portion of the deck, and then you're going to add the white sparingly in from there. So starting with the black as the focus, grab these 2-drops here, grab the 1-drops that do a lot, grab all those. So that gets me 13, 14, 15, because those are just burn spells. Then we'll grab more evasive guys. Way to tap down my opponent's stuff. What else? We're not going to have enough white guys to really make good use of Battle Screech. I think the Arborg Uprising, or sorry, not the Coercive Portal is still perfectly playable, as are the Phantom Nomads. Kind of would like to fit this guy in because I've never actually had him in a deck before, which actually might be fine. 16 lands in that. We'll try that. We'll try this as a 16 land deck that curves out at 3/4 because we have 1 4-drop in the entire deck. 18 creatures gives us a nice, solid, consistent amount of beaters in the deck. Now, mind you, there's only a few tiny pieces of actual removal in the deck, so that is going to be something to be very aware of. But the deck should hopefully be fast enough that you can just get them like down to 4 and then close it out with a Tyrant's Choice. Could just play this for shits and giggles. All I'd do is just replace a regular swamp and just be like, see? I played the Bayou. So, for shits and giggles. See you all in round 1.